we have learned that for a quadratic equation like this, we can factorize it, and we get this. X equal 3 or -1. We call them the roots of this quadratic equation. We can also get the roots of this quadratic equation by using the completing the square method or the formula method. If we draw a graph for this quadratic function, the 2 points at the x-axis are where this quadratic function equals 0. And the values there, the x value there, are the roots of this quadratic equation. There are 3 types of quadratic roots, and we are going to look at them today. Look at this quadratic equation. We are going to find its roots using the quadratic formula. A is 1, B is -3, C is -4. We plug in the numbers into the formula. And we get 4 and -1. So the roots are 4 and -1. We get 2 roots because B plus and minus this part. We get 2 values. If we draw a graph for this quadratic function, we will get 4 and -1 at the x-axis. Next, let's look at this quadratic equation. We are going to find its roots using the quadratic formula. A is 1, B is -6, C is 9. We plug in the numbers into the formula. And we get 3. We get 1 root only, because here b squared minus 4ac equal 0. b plus and minus 0 divided by 2, we will get only 1 value. If we draw a graph for this quadratic function, we will get only 3 at the x-axis. Lastly, let's look at this quadratic equation. We are going to find its roots using the quadratic formula. A is 1, B is 3, C is 9. We plug in the numbers into the formula. Here we get square root of a negative number. Square root of a negative number is called imaginary number. We can't find a number that multiplies itself and gives us a negative number. In this case, we say that this equation has no real roots. We will come back to this topic in the next video. If we draw a graph for this quadratic function, the graph will not intercept the x-axis. In this formula that we use to find the roots of a quadratic equation, we call this part the discriminant. We can see that when this
b squared minus 4ac is greater than 0, the equation has two different real roots. When b squared minus 4ac is equal to 0, the equation has one real root, or to be more precise, two equal real roots. When this b squared minus 4ac is less than 0, the equation does not have real roots. That is the reason why we call this part the discriminant, because it will tell us whether this quadratic equation will have a real root, two real roots, or no real roots. Determine the types of root for the following quadratic equation. Here, a is 1, b is 5, c is -7. We plug in the numbers into the discriminant. And we get 53, which is greater than 0. So this equation has two different real roots. For this equation, first we are going to expand the right hand side and move it to the left hand side to get the general form. A is 1, b is 10, and c is 25. We plug in the numbers into the discriminant. And we get 0. So this equation has two equal roots, or one root. For this one, a is 3, b is -1, and c is 5. We plug in the numbers into the discriminant. And we get -59, which is less than 0. So this equation does not have real roots.